So I know I said I wasn't gonna compare the show to the anime, but this episode is actually based off of my favorite one, Brain Scratch. The general plot is vaguely similar. Spike needs to hunt down Dr. Alondis, who runs a weird cult thing. And that's where the similarities end between live action and anime. The visuals are similar too, like the pile of TVs and the VR goggles. One of the major things about the anime episode was that it was a focus episode for Edward. I won't spoil the anime episode since it is something that needs to be watched, but she basically was the main character for the episode. In this Netflix adaptation, Ed doesn't show up. She only cameos in name only as a hacker who gives tips to Jet and Spike. So with that said, the whole episode and who Dr. Londis actually is changes completely. We instead get a dream within a dream episode where Spike is trapped in a loop, unable to break free. I always love the Dream Eater type plots, especially when there's tragedy attached to it. In Spike's case, he's forced to relive the same events of reuniting with Julia, who then gets killed by Vicious. It's a great idea, and the anime actually kind of touched on this, of dreams and falling asleep, but it's expanded here instead, seeing how they couldn't do the Edward plot. My only complaint is how this plot gets resolved. Dr. Londis is revealed to be a rogue AI that suddenly turned itself back on, and the creator randomly shows up to shut it down after Ed tells him about it. Then it's an exposition dump and a random dude trying to rewire the AI as Spike is slowly getting eaten by the machine. I don't know, something about this just took all the wind out of this plot. It's like if Skynet went rogue and then someone from IT showed up just to reboot the program. There's also a random subplot about an engineer fixing the Bebop ship, and she has a random fling with Faye. It comes out of nowhere and is basically pointless. The only good thing about their post-sex scene is Jet's reaction to finding them. His shock and disgust is that they're doing it in his engine room. Plus, the way he delivers his line is great. Speaking of, Jet also gets another great line when tech support tells him Londis' mainframe is on Earth. Only downside is that we do go to Earth, but no Ed. Just another tease, but if they can't show Ed for whatever reason, they at least did represent her in this episode, since this was based on her focus episode in the anime. I would say it's another filler, but a good one. No real jokes or banter, and for the most part, it's serious. The only downside is the random engineer stuff. Clearly trying to keep viewers watching after 6 episodes. Well, that's it for this review. 6 episodes in and we're still going strong. I'm sure by now most of you guys have stopped watching, but that's okay. I just want to do this for myself. On to the next.